A lot of people struggle to find their purpose. I understand what it feels like to go to the guidance counselor every single week because you can't pick a major. I understand what it feels like to research different majors for hours at a time every single day for weeks on end and still coming up empty handed. I understand what it feels like to feel like you lack purpose and to feel like you don't belong on this earth as a result. You see, I personally believe, in my observation and my experience, that the lack of purpose is the cause behind depression. It is the underlying cause of depression. When you are depressed, it is because you feel like you do not belong on this earth, and this is what gives rise to suicidal thoughts and things of that nature. And for those of you who have been following my channel for long enough, you know my experiences with those things. And I don't want to see any of you go down that path that I went down in order to reach these same conclusions, and that's why I'm passing them forth in this video. In this video, I want to help you find your sense of purpose by first looking within. Now, with that being said, what is the biggest reason why people cannot find their purpose in life? This is something that I only realized a few days ago, and it shifted my paradigm of purpose completely. And that is, your core purpose is not the source of your fulfillment, but rather the expression of your fulfillment. This right here gives rise to your true purpose. A lot of people, they're searching for the thing that will bring them a sense of fulfillment. But in reality, that is not your purpose. That is a facade, an illusory purpose. That is your false purpose. And that doesn't mean that it can't be a part of your purpose, but it will never be your core purpose. For example, in my life, YouTube takes the place of my illusory purpose. It is something that brings me fulfillment. I get fulfillment from making these videos because I know that they will help you guys. Whereas writing, on the other hand, is my core purpose. Because when I'm in a state of being fulfilled, when I feel fulfilled, I express that fulfillment through my writing. You see, your core purpose is always going to be an expression of your fulfillment, of your already existing fulfillment. Now, how do you go about finding this sense of fulfillment? It's simple. Present moment awareness, being your authentic self, learning to not identify with your mind and your personality. Now, this right here is kind of counterintuitive to what a lot of people believe you need to do to find your purpose. A lot of people think that you need to lean into your personality, lean into the traits that you've identified with for the entirety of your life. But what you have to understand is that the vast majority, I would say probably 80% of the traits that you think you know about yourself are not only malleable and subject to change over time, but they're also conditioning based. So what you need to do is you need to find the version of you that is unadulterated by society, i.e. your inner child. Your inner child is focused solely on expression, creating different things that represent what lies in here, or rather in the soul. And that is what you need to find first, your inner child. When you find your inner child, your purpose will naturally emerge beyond the shadows, beyond the smoke and mirrors of what society tells you that your purpose should be. And the way that you'll be able to distinguish whether or not it's your purpose is that you will feel fulfilled before you even do it. Or rather, you will feel fulfilled in the process as opposed to or in addition to the outcome. You see, when I write these books, I don't care if anybody buys them or not. I really don't. At the end of the day, I find fulfillment in the creation process. I could create a book and not even release it, and I would still feel fulfilled because I enjoy the process of putting a book together, such as Soul Shock or Ego Death, my next book. I enjoy the process, whereas with YouTube, a lot of times I don't feel the fulfillment until I upload the video or until I complete the video. It's different. It's two different types of fulfillment, and one represents the core purpose, one represents the subsidiary purpose. It just so happens that the two go hand in hand because they're both forms of expression of my underlying gift for pattern recognition. And that's another reason why a lot of people can't find their purpose. They don't know their gifts. You don't know what your gift is, or rather, you know your gift and you know your passion, but you have limiting beliefs that prevent you from acting accordingly. You see, I've seen a lot of people in my life, whether on the internet or in real life, that have the potential to do amazing, astonishing things in this world, but the only thing preventing them from doing so is themselves, their own limiting self-perceptions. You are your only limitation. You are your only limitation. I am not a limitation in your life. Your parents are not a limitation in your life. Nobody can force you to be anything that you are not. Once you have base level awareness, which if you watch my videos, you have base level awareness. Once you have base level self-awareness, it is entirely on you to do the inner work to relinquish your limiting beliefs and to create a new path for yourself and your purpose. You have to let go of any belief, any core belief that tells you that you are not capable of achieving your purpose, of fulfilling your purpose to the maximum possible extent that you can. A lot of times your purpose will sound like it's too good to be true. In my mind, even right now, I feel a limiting belief emerging when I talk about writing. I feel like it's too good to be true for me to be able to live off of my literary gifts, off of my literary talents. And yet I know in a much deeper place that I already am. It's just that the outer world has to catch up to it. And that's where you have to be. You have to be in a position where your faith runs deeper than your doubts. Your faith runs deeper than your doubts when you find your inner child, because you're in alignment with your core authentic self. You have to get in alignment with your core authentic self, and the limiting beliefs will naturally begin to dissolve. You'll naturally diminish those limiting beliefs that prevent you from fulfilling your purpose at the fullest possible capacity that you can. And once you're able to do that, once you're able to diminish those limiting beliefs and or strengthen your faith by finding that inner child, because when you ask a child what they want to do, they don't have those limiting beliefs that tell them that they can't do whatever it is that they see themselves doing. The only difference between the people who go on to do those things and the people who don't are that the people who go on to do those extraordinary things simply don't allow their limiting beliefs to prevent them from losing that sense of faith, from losing contact with that inner child. If I'm being completely honest with you, you know what your purpose is deep down. Everybody knows what their purpose is because it's innate within you. We all come to this earth with a sense of purpose embedded within us. The problem is that you've covered it, you've buried it with all of these different layers of limiting beliefs of that's not realistic, of I can't do that, of I'm not worthy of that. A lot of you think that you're not worthy of the fulfillment of your purpose. But understand that beyond any and all purposes, your deepest core purpose is to exist. And you're already doing that. There is nothing that you can do to fail at that purpose. You can't, because your life is eternal. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transferred or transformed. And once you truly understand that and you have that embedded within the depths of your subconscious mind, that enables you to move with a much more inner childlike sense of clarity, i.e. faith. You have faith that you can and will accomplish any and everything that you set your mind to. And something that I've realized recently is that when you lend your energy, when you take that energy from the false purposes, from the illusory purposes, and you place that energy toward your core purpose, whatever that may be for you, the expression of your present moment awareness, the expression of your fulfillment as a creator of your reality, you will be divinely supported. You will always be divinely supported. And I know it's very difficult to come to terms with that, especially if you've embedded the victim complex within your psyche, like I did for so long. But at a certain point, you have to understand that even the victim complex is simply an expression of your power as a creator. You have so much power as a creator of your reality that you can create a situation in which you seemingly don't have power. And once you realize that, you realize that you're truly unstoppable. You are truly unstoppable in this life because you're a limitless being with limitless potential, with pure potentiality. When you're in the present moment, you have access to pure potentiality, to unconditional love, to infinite abundance. You have access to these things because you realize that you are these things. And once you find that you are these things and you express that, that is your purpose.